Hi guys, Varda here, and last week I shared this flip card on Instagram and asked you guys if you would like to see how to make one yourself using any of the dies you have on hand, not necessarily the flip card dies, and that's what we're going to do today. It's going to be a really quick video just focusing on the technique of how to create a flip card without any special dies, with any normal dies that you have, any shape. I'm going to use this heart shape dies. They are from my favorite things, and we are going to take a look at two slightly different ways to get this done. Okay, let's do the big one first, the one where it's going to flip, and on the outside it's going to have this cute little penguin, and on the inside it's going to have this some other critter. I think he's a fox, I think so. Both these are again from my favorite thing stamps. I will link to the actual one below. Also, if you notice, there is a slight orange thing going on here, which I didn't mean to happen, so I'm just going to clean that up. I wanted to include this so that I can just show you a quick tip. I have this sand eraser. It's a mono sand eraser, and I'll link to the actual one below. I frequently use it to clean up such boo-boos where I accidentally put ink somewhere I didn't mean it to, or I accidentally stamped or got a color spot or something. So see how that cleaned it off. So just a quick little tip there. All right, let's begin the process of making our flip card. What we're going to do is we are going to start with a normal card base. This is A2 size card base. I'm using Neenah Desert Storm, I think 100 pounds. I'll link to the actual one below. Cardstock here, and I've cut it to size, and I am going to make a flip card. So for that purpose, what I need is I'm going to position my die where I want it to be. I think that should be good, kind of centered, kind of towards the top, and I'm going to use a ruler and mark through the halfway point. Okay, I'm not folding or anything just yet. I'm just making a very light pencil mark on my card base. It's very light. I don't even know if you can see. I hope you can see. I don't know if it's visible to you, but okay. So there is a very fine line, very light-handed pencil line that I have drawn, which is almost, if you measure it, it's going to be around your 2 1/8, if you see here, approximately halfway through the card. So it's going to be 2 1/8. This is a 4 1/4 card, so 2 1/8, and that's where I want the halfway point to be. And I am going to do some partial die cutting by lining up this die here and running through my die cut machine. So let me tape this in place, and I'll set up my die cutting machine and we'll get it done. Little pieces of washi tape or blue painter's tape, and they don't have much tack. I have made sure I have used them over and over, and you kind of use them against my skin or my fabric, just so that they don't have much tack. And this is how I'm going to do the die cutting. Okay, so watch. I'm putting these two plates in there. I'm going to open up the card base. Okay, and I am going to line up my top plate. Let me bring this closer. Line up my top plate to cut only the half part that is towards the open side of the card. So this is your card, this is your open side, this is the closed side, right? I'm going to line it up so that only this area gets cut. And this is how I'm going to do it. And this is when the pencil mark is really helping. I can make sure that my plate is not going beyond the pencil mark. I will line it up exactly straight on the pencil mark, and now I'll run it through my die cut machine. So as you can see, when I remove this die, it has made the cut only on my partial heart. And now all I need to do is bring back my scoring board and score it. See, it's coming out to be approximately that 2 1/8. That's what I'm using. That will be my halfway point. And I won't score the heart. I will continue below. And I will fold this back on itself like so. And burnish the score line with my score tool, and there you have it. It will open up like this. I will adhere this heart on the front. I think the sentiment one needs to be on the front, right? So that's what I'm thinking. I'll put the sentiment one on the front. I've already die cut the same shape using watercolor paper, stamped on it, colored with my Derwent pencil, Inktense pencil, and then this will be in the back. Alright, this is one trick. So where you put a pencil line and follow the pencil line and so on and so forth. There is also a cheat trick that I found which works great for smaller sizes of dies when your opening is a little bit smaller. Let me quickly show you that one. So this is kind of a cheat technique or hack. Sometimes you don't want the opening or the flip to be exactly in the center. So what I realized is I could this card is 4 1/4, and if you look at the lengthwise, it is 5 1/4. It should have been 5 1/2, but I think I cut it wrong. But basically what I do is I have envelopes which are 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. So I try to make the entire width of it to be maximum 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. So when you make your flip like this, it will actually be like a square card. Let me quickly show you what I mean. So this right here is 5 1/4, right? And this is 4 1/4. I am going to fold it on its back and take it all the way back to 5 1/2. Assume my length is also 5 1/2. Okay, for some reason I messed that up, but I think it will still work. So I'm going to make it like that, and I will put a tiny pinch here and a tiny pinch there. I don't want to mess up this heavy cardstock, but that will be my guiding point for where I want to draw the line. And that way, even when the card is lying flat, it will still be I think you can see the line much better here. Yeah, even when the card is lying flat, it will still fit into the envelopes that I have. This is just a cheat hack. Try it, see if you like it, and it's going to be like so. I have again used a smaller heart. In this case, I have die cut things and already prepped the front and the back part. Now that we have these two lines, the rest of the process remains exactly same. We are going to do partial die cutting. Let me get things back, my die cutting machine, arrange it, and show you how I do it. Okay, so rest of the process, as I said, is exactly same. You're going to line up the heart or whatever shape die you have to be on this line, and we are going to tape it in place. Make sure you use low-tech tape, especially with cardstock that is slightly heavy. and when you move it through, when you put it through die cutting machine, otherwise it leaves a mark that doesn't look good. So this is what I'm going to do. Line it up only on the line, on the pencil mark that I have made. That way it cuts only half the heart. That sounds gross, right? Cuts half the heart. Okay, half the die cut shape, and that will give us the flip we want. Carefully remove this. I feel in this case heart or anything that is like symmetrical on both sides works well for me. That way I know the middle point of the shape and I know where I want to put this score line and so on and so forth. So it works well for me. But give it a try. Use what you have. Give it a try and see how you like it. And then fold only this part on its back and make the lines crisper by running our bone folder, and there you have it. The card will be like this. It will still fit 5.5 by 5.5 envelope, and then when the person opens it like this, it will show him the inside part. Yes, this is a boy card. That's how I said him. I hope you like this tip. I hope you'll find it useful. I'll go back, decorate these cards a little more. You know, I have to add lots of details, so I'll go ahead, do that, and I'll share the finished cards and all the supplies, all the exact supplies on my blog. Make sure you check it out. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.